Number 3, objective morality. Killing another human being is wrong. Murder is wrong. Wherever you are in the world, murder is wrong. Stealing is wrong. Being unfaithful, lying is wrong. Being dishonest, raping little children is wrong. No matter where you go in the world, somehow there is something that causes us to feel and know that it is wrong. Scientists or believers in the other theory claim that raping little children is not wrong, but it is just a social construct that we developed to stop ourselves from going extinct. You get the point. Now, the interesting thing is that atheists would claim that God does not exist and not realize that by saying so, they are claiming that they do not have an objective moral standard to live up to. And at the same time, if you would ask them if raping little children is right or wrong, they would claim that it is wrong. But they have no premise of saying that it is wrong. They have no moral standard or objective moral standard by which they can say that doing that is wrong. So you cannot believe that there is no God and still claim that there are some things that are wrong and some things that are right. It completely obliterates right and wrong. It means that anyone can do anything they want because we are just a collection of random scientific processes that came together and caused us to become human beings and caused us to live the way that we live. So we do not really have a will. But we are forced by these processes to behave in certain ways. So basically, according to these theories, a human being doesn't have a will, a human being doesn't have a personality, a human being is just a collection of scientific processes and chemicals. Then, according to the God theory, we are created in God's image. So you cannot kill God's image. You cannot rape God's image. That is what the God theory states. There has been a lot of genocide or killing or murder by leaders with atheistic views more than leaders with Christian views or supposed Christian views. Number 4, Jesus Christ and the claims that actually came true. Now, contrary to popular belief, Jesus Christ was an actual person who was actually born in this world, actually lived a good life, and people observed this and wrote about it extensively. Christians and non-Christians. We have people like Tacitus who had nothing to do with Jesus. They didn't care about him. They had nothing to gain from him. They wrote about him. They wrote about the effect that he had in the place where he lived, and they wrote about the religion that rose as a result of him and the things that he taught. The 4 Gospels have been written about the life of Jesus, and these are the most trustworthy documents that archaeologists and other historians like to use in order to know about the first century land of Israel. Actually, there's 3 types of documents that are actually trusted by archaeologists, which is the 4 Gospels about Jesus Christ. Whenever they want to dig or find out about the land of Israel in the first century, they use the 4 Gospels, they use the book of Acts, and they also use the Antiquities of the Jews by Josephus Flavius. Now, the reason why the 4 Gospels are so trustworthy is because they exhibit what you call a verisimilitude, which means that if you read about the places in the text, you would actually see that those places are actually the way that they have been described. So there is no variance between the text and reality. The way that the text describes the Mount of Olives and all those other places and how far it is from this place to the next, that is actually what is on the ground. So those texts are actually trusted by archaeologists and by historians. So the fact whether Jesus Christ existed or not is a non-issue. Number 5, God can be personally known. Now, how do I know this? Firstly, we claimed in the first point that God is the best explanation for the origin of the universe. So now look at it this way. God has a personality. If he didn't have a personality, it means that he's not a person and he cannot make decisions and he cannot think. If God is just a force that brought everything into being, it means that he is an eternal force that keeps going for eternity over and over again in a loop. Energy will go in a loop until something happens to alter it or to change the way that it behaves. Energy doesn't just change on its own. For God to all of a sudden bring everything into existence, it means that He has a personality. He made a decision. All of a sudden, okay, now is the time that I want to create everything. That is personality. If God was not a person, if for eternity He had been sitting down, He would have been sitting down even up to now and forever be sitting down. If ever He decides to stand up, it shows that He has a personality and He can make decisions. So if God has a personality, He can be personally known. He can think about you, He can talk to you, He can decide to change your life. So what am I saying? I dare you right now to look for a Bible, read the 4 Gospels, read about Jesus Christ. See for yourself, do the research for yourself. And then after that, make this prayer. Dear God, I have heard all these things, I have read all these things. If you can be personally known, I want to know you and I want to be known by you. Help me to know you. Trust me, He will come to you and He will speak to you. I won't be there, no one else will be there. He will speak to you directly. If you are truly unbiased and you are truly searching for the truth, do these things and find out for yourself. God exists.